Hey guys, tonight we're on the Strip and we are having dinner at a super popular steakhouse that has finally made its way to Vegas. I must be really lucky today because I am getting all of the green lights, no traffic. I got to the Strip faster than I have, and I don't even know how long. Honestly, I haven't been on the Strip like this, like in a casino, in months. So it's very refreshing to make good time. They said valet was closed unless you have a diamond card. They're not. They're like, oh, why are you here tonight? And I was like, dinner. And they're like, oh, where are you going? Like, I guess if I said the right answer, I guess I could have used valet. They're like, oh, you'll have to go to the Coliseum valet. So you don't want my $50 to park? Okay, sir. So I'll just go self-park for free then if we're gonna do this. The Coliseum valet is literally right next to the entrance where you go to self-park. A detour. Okay, this reminds me of No Me Malone. Okay, I feel like we should get one of those. Let's find the bags. Okay, so I'm at the bar waiting. I ordered an espresso martini. I did not have iced coffee today, and so I would find a way to somehow get espresso. Thanks so much. My pleasure. Yeah, thank you so much. Guys, I forgot to ask if this drink was gluten-free. I don't think I can have any more of it. I thought the bread looked absolutely delicious. So they make their own steak sauce. And although I wasn't eating steak for dinner, I used some of it for the bacon appetizer and it was delicious. It was so sweet. The waiter brought me this for my birthday and he made sure it was something I could eat. Dinner was really good. So I don't eat beef, so I didn't have steak, but I was told that it was really good and the steak that was ordered tonight wasn't on the menu. So the menu has like steak for 2, steak for 3, steak for 4, but off the menu they did have a New York strip for $98 tonight. So that's just like, you know, steak for 1. So I was told it was good and like top 5 that they've had in Vegas. When I picked this restaurant, I thought for sure they had sea bass. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get sea bass. I've only ever had it from Jean George and I really liked it. So I was like, okay, I'm like super limited to like what I can eat, and I don't eat beef anymore. So I'm like, okay, they have sea bass, but they don't. I don't know what menu I was looking at. I don't know. That's literally why I picked the restaurant. I mean, it's super popular, but I had a few options in mind and I picked that one. They don't have sea bass. So I ordered lobster, and honestly, it was the best lobster I've ever had. I also ordered the bacon appetizer because I was told that that was delicious, and again, it was probably the best bacon I've ever had. It's so thick and chewy that I'm like, oh my gosh, like definitely I think you should share it. So I have like leftover bacon. I used the steak sauce for the bacon because you can kind of use it like for whatever, they make it there, and it was really good. So they don't have a gluten-free menu, but the waiter was very nice, and so I asked if they had a gluten-free menu. He said no. He's like, but I can help you out and let you know what has gluten and what doesn't. So he was like really good. Even when he was like saying the specials, he's like, you know, this does have soy sauce, because he said like the fried potatoes are the most popular side. He's like, it does have soy sauce, so it does have gluten. So one thing I guess you have to pay attention to as far as like gluten-free, when you get French fries at a restaurant, sometimes restaurants will coat them in flour before they cook them, so you have to make sure they don't. So Peter Luger, they do not. So I was able to have the fries. They were delicious. Usually I don't order just lobster. Like honestly, I don't think I've ever ordered just lobster. Like yeah, I've got it with like steak or whatever, but just alone I never get it because I'm not a huge fan of lobster with butter. I like more of like when you order it at like a teppanyaki restaurant and you have like special dipping sauce. So this came with a special butter sauce. It was like garlicky. I don't know. It was delicious. The lobster alone was delicious. So I would honestly, yes, it was the best lobster I've ever had, because like, yeah, I like lobster, but I would get it all the time if it tasted like that. He brings out raspberry sorbet with a candle. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. And I'm like, thank you. And I'm thinking in my head, like, oh, dang it, I can't even eat this. And then the waiter comes and he's like, this is gluten-free. I'm like, oh my gosh, like so sweet. And honestly, like, it was delicious. And it's not something I would ever order, but I think because, again, I'm so limited to what I can have now, that I was in heaven. I was like, this is so good. Like, I want some of this for home. Like, it was just, you know, like dessert and something sweet. So I was just in heaven eating it because I could have something that was sweet. There's only 4 locations, 2 in New York, 1 in Vegas, and 1 in Tokyo. So I guess it's like a really big deal that we got 1 in Vegas. Everyone was super nice. The only thing that wasn't good, I couldn't really like talk about it. The espresso martini that I got, it was not delicious. Look at this. I wonder if you guys can see this. Do you see that big can of beer that just drove by? The espresso martini was not delicious, and I've bartended 1 time, so I can't say I'm an expert, but I feel like I make a better espresso martini. That's, you know, not saying much. Because I was told that I make the best espresso martini and it was delicious. All I'm saying is, obviously it depends, like, the espresso they're using, if it's even espresso, because I know sometimes restaurants it's like not, and I mean even at the club when I made it, it wasn't espresso. All the cocktails were about $25. I think it was like $24.50. The espresso martini non-alcoholic was $14. But everyone was really nice. All the bartenders were really nice when I was waiting. Everyone was talking to me. It was a good experience. You guys know I always ask myself, would I go back? And I think the answer is yes. So the only thing I wish was different was the vibe of the restaurant. It wasn't fun. It's just like an old school steakhouse. So usually I feel like you have like old school boring steakhouse, or you have a party atmosphere. I feel like I like the more like party Vegas type steakhouses, But a lot of the good steakhouses are boring. And I felt like this one did give like a library vibe. So it's definitely low key, you know, it was that kind of steakhouse. Like I said, the lobster was like the best lobster I've ever had. I was told the steak was good. The fries were delicious. The bacon was delicious. The raspberry sorbet was so yummy. And now I feel like with certain things like that, it's like, that doesn't mean you should order it, but I'm just saying, considering it was the only dessert item I could have, I'm like, I was in heaven. If I had to guess, I would say our check was probably $280, I think. Because the lobster was like $98, the steak was $98. So the side, appetizer, and a drink, I think it was like $280. It's my guess. Now the steak, so that was like off the menu, essentially like steak for one for $98, but the steak for 2, 3, 4, it's a little cheaper because the steak for 2 was $168. So if you're sharing steak, it's definitely going to be a little less, because I mean, $98, it's pricey for one steak. I hope you guys had fun checking out a new restaurant with me tonight. I will see you guys next time. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you haven't already, check out the description below. There's tons of information. I link creators who are in my videos. I put addresses, just like a lot of different stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.